where that continuity is just going to continue. That win today gives them the confidence moving forward. I definitely think that Portugal is in the conversation with among the favorites for the 26 World Cup.
And welcome into the Galazzo Network studios, everybody. I'm Nate Bucati alongside Stefano Fissaro. Just got done with a compelling Nations League Final. Portugal 5-3 in penalties over Spain to lift the trophy. It was 2-2 after extra time, and in penalties, Portugal get it done. What's the biggest takeaway we have from this match?
The biggest takeaway is that everyone's thinking that Spain and France are the two best teams in Europe, and Portugal had something to say about it. They played level with Spain, with the Spanish side that everyone was favoring for this match, that have been really the story since they won the Euros and continuing on. This is a team that I think was expected to win. They were expecting to win. The superstars of Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal showing out. But it's a 40-year-old and Cristiano Ronaldo that gets the equalizing goal for Portugal, and it's that mix of the veteran leadership from a guy like Cristiano Ronaldo and a Bruno Fernandes, and you mix in a Vitinha, a Mendes, a Neves. These are players that are absolutely stellar in Europe, and they showed that they are one of the teams to be reckoned with when you're talking about World Cup favorites next year. Portugal announcing themselves and said, hey, we're here too.
And for all those big names you mentioned for Spain, it was a couple of guys from Real Sociedad who ended up with the goals on the Spanish side of things. Zubamendi in the 21st minute. Then there was the answer from Mendes in the 26th for Portugal. Oyarzabal gets the goal to make it 2-1 for Spain. And then that man, Cristiano Ronaldo. He did it in the semifinals. He did it again in this match. And Stefano, it's a really fascinating conversation with Ronaldo because at this age, there are a lot of people saying, is he holding this Portugal side back by forcing himself into the lineup? You can't bench a guy like Cristiano Ronaldo, but he ends up with the goal in the semifinal. He ends up with the goal in this one. He had one touch inside the opponent's penalty area this entire match, but that one touch was the goal, and it was a heck of a finish as well. A clever finish, a goal scorer's finish. What do we say about the legacy of Ronaldo and what he's accomplished in this competition to add to everything he's already done in his career?
Yeah, second time they win the UEFA Nations League. He also won the Euros with Portugal. Look, I think it is an easy conversation to have and say, well, this Ronaldo could be holding this Portugal side back.
From what, though? They just won.
That's what I'm saying. and every time he scores goals, he still finds a way to score goals. The man can score goals still, even at this age, at every level, and he's finding ways to do that. And again, he gets the biggest goal of the game in this one to level the score. A smart striker's goal where he's fighting off a defender, gives him just that little nudge to create the space and get his goal. So it's difficult to criticize him when he keeps doing it. I think that what you're seeing now is he's okay with being subbed off. He understands that maybe he can't play 120 minutes in a game like this when a trophy's on the line. He's understanding that. He's taking it a lot better than he used to in the past. And he was the biggest cheerleader on the sideline during that penalty shootout when he's watching his team and can't even watch at some point, has to have his head down because he's so nervous. You can tell how much he wanted it. You can't leave him off the pitch if he's still scoring goals for his national team. He wants to be a part of this team because he knows that he has enough talent to possibly threaten one of the top teams in the World Cup.
You talked about some of the young talent on this side, and there is young talent for this Portugal side. Guys that have now won trophies for club and country this year as well. As you mentioned, I think we come into this almost exactly a year away from the World Cup starting next year. Thinking about sides, rightfully so, like Spain and France. Maybe you throw England in there. Argentina, of course. Portugal belong in this conversation right now. Are they at that level, and will they be one of the favorites when they come to the United States, Mexico, and Canada in 12 months' time?
I think so. I do. And I probably wouldn't have said that a couple of years ago, but when you see the way that this team has been able to develop and the players that are playing at the highest level, I mean, we look at the penalties alone. Ruben Neves, Nuno Mendes, Bruno Fernandes still doing at that level. Vitinha, what a year Vitinha has had, winning a treble with PSG, now winning with Portugal, the Nations League. They have so much young talent and a nucleus that has been playing together now for a little bit of time where that continuity is just going to continue. That win today gives them the confidence moving forward. I definitely think that Portugal is in the conversation with among the favorites for the 26 World Cup, like you mentioned, next to Spain, France, maybe England, and Argentina as far as the big-time competitors to try to win the 26th World Cup.
Does this take anything away from what we think of Spain right now? Alvaro Morata misses the penalty. The fact that he's on the pitch at that time, I think maybe you wonder a little bit about. Does this take anything away from what we think of Spain right now?
No, it doesn't. And that's the other thing we have to mention, that Lamine Yamal was taken off the pitch, did not play after extra time, was not part of the penalty shootout. Nico Williams also taken off. You have to also remember that these players are just coming off a European season. There's not a lot of gas left in those legs when you're talking about how many games these players have played.
Portugal had a bunch of guys from PSG on the pitch today too, though, as well.
Exactly, without a doubt. There's a lot to kind of look into why they had to sub off some of the best players on both sides, right? It doesn't take away from what Spain is. Remember, Rodri wasn't a part of this team today. Rodri, the engine of that Spain midfield that makes everything go. We saw it, what him not being involved with Manchester City did to them this season. It doesn't take away from what Spain is. I will say this. Defensively, they've had issues. They've conceded a ton of goals. Even in the semifinal, they got off to that incredible start, 4-0 on top of France. They let France trickle right back into the game. They have had issues defensively conceding goals. That's something to look at with the Spanish side. They do have to figure out how to not give up so many goals in games. It's been now quite a few games where we've seen them just having issues conceding. So that's something to look at moving forward. And you saw it today, giving up that late goal in the second half to send it to extra time. So they need to work on that for sure.
Of course, there was also the third place match between Germany and France as well. And
no one wanted to play that match.
No one really wanted to play that match. But I'm also curious. I think we still think of, I don't know about you, I think we still think of France as a side that's capable of going and winning another World Cup. But Germany, some problems there, some challenges for a side that's historically been a contender at that level.
Yeah, I still think they have a lot to figure out. I think today their lineup was a little odd. You had Florian Wirtz starting on the wing, not really playing at his natural number 10 position. They had a backup as far as their forward is concerned. Fulkrug, not exactly the best guy at that position. They still have a lot to figure out. They're not at that level, which is crazy to say when you're talking about a German side that throughout basically my entire life has been one of the best teams in the world. They're not at that level yet. They still have some things to figure out. Didn't have their full team. I think they really missed Jamal Musiala. But this France side, I mean, they have two teams. They have a team on the pitch, and they have a team that can win the World Cup on the bench, right? They have enough to field two different teams, and both of them have enough talent to win the World Cup. It is really impressive what they have. Not getting it done in the semifinal, but showed their class today and get third place in this tournament.